Hey, friends, this is Matt down here in the Seacrest studio, and I've got my friend Maya here with another version of her awesome show, Maya's Latest News to Keep You in the Groove. And hey, today we have a special guest with us. Maya, can you tell us who we've got with us?
Rick Cosnett.
Oh,
Cos-
Rick Cosnett! Lovely to have you, Rick. Thanks so much for being here. Maya, I will turn it over to you, my friend.
so first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. I have been so excited to talk with you, and I can't believe I'm talking with you.
Oh Maya, that's so amazing. That is so sweet. Thank you. It's my absolute pleasure to be here.
Um, so my first question for you is, when was the moment that you first knew you wanted to be an actor?
I think it was the first moment I knew I wanted to be an actor was basically when I was watching my parents rehearsing for I don't know if it was a variety show or some Gilbert and Sullivan musical in the hometown next to ours in Zimbabwe, where I grew up. And I was about 3 years old, sitting in the aisles and with Janice and Maggie, and thought I was just absolutely mesmerized. From that moment on, I just wanted to, yeah, I wanted to, I think I was just enchanted. And then I realized it was a job probably when I was about 10 years old, and just always wanted to do it. And I don't know why, but I've always had the urge to do it. I think probably started as a bit of maybe escapism in a way, but now that I'm thinking about it, there was just nothing else that I could do. I've always wanted to do it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, cool. Yeah. You were born in Zimbabwe, and then later you moved to Australia. Is there something that struck you as strangely American when you first came to Hollywood?
Absolutely. Yeah. The first time I came to Hollywood, I was driving from the airport. And I got really excited about seeing a Taco Bell because I had only ever seen them or heard about them in movies. And I thought it was so cool. Um, it's almost like when we grew up in Zimbabwe, my sister went to England and she said that they went to McDonald's for breakfast. And I was like, oh, wow, was it expensive? Because I thought it was like an amazing, expensive place. Yeah.
Um, you've been in so many different things, and you've had many recurring roles and guest starring roles in shows like Quantico, The Vampire Diaries, Castle, and NCIS. Of all these roles, has there been a character that you've related to the most?
Well, I played the devil on Castle, which is basically that was the first thing that came to mind, which is terrible. And I would hate to have related to all these terrible characters like Dr. Wes Maxfield on The Vampire Diaries, Elias Harper on Quantico, who's, let's face it, a little bit. Well, he had a lot of issues. Eddie Thorne in The Flash is someone that I would hope that I relate to the most because he is all the good parts of me, and he's a very lovely, sweet, amazing person. But I think I probably am a mixture of a lot of them. Not as bad as my bad characters, but I just don't have as many redeeming qualities as Eddie.
Cool. Yeah. I just finished binge watching Castle, and so I was very excited to see you.
Oh my God, that's great.
That episode.
I love it. Yeah. Like pop in for a minute. That was super fun. We filmed that in downtown LA.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I actually now have a question about the Flash. So as you said, you played Eddie Thawne in the Flash, and the Flash is just one of my favorite shows ever. What was your favorite part about working on a superhero show?
I think it was, the whole message of The Flash, is just so positive. And, it's like believe in yourself and believe that things are possible. And we just have such an incredible audience. I just love how, families can watch it together, which is super special. Sometimes, I remember, watching stuff with my gran. And it was something I wrote in my journal once as a very special memory. And so, I think it's wonderful how all this love is projected onto me. If people recognize me, and I get to sort of see, immediately people's response to it, which is so amazing. And I'm sure everyone knows, but I don't want to say any spoilers. But, my character in particular, people seem to really love, and seem to be heartbroken as well. So that also helps. But I think the best part of it was, to be honest, like relating to the other actors when we first started. It was very special to be able to create this world in this way for the first time. In the TV show realm, like on the CW, which obviously there was a TV show before, but this was going to be our own little story. And so that was just really great because the other actors were so amazing and they were so lovely and we all really bonded. And it was a very special experience for me. It was my first time doing a show where I was a series regular as well. So that was doubly special for me because I had been trying to do that for a while. So it was all extremely exciting. Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool. Yeah. I remember when the season 1 finale originally aired and I watched it with my mom and my sister, and I was just crying at the end.
I'm sorry. I know. It was very sad for all of us as well, just personally, as well as for the story, which is why it just hit so hard. I have, grown men come up to me saying, I've never cried before, but I cried. On the road. So that means a lot to me, Maya, and I wish I could give you a hug. I'm giving you a virtual one right now.
Oh, thank you. I'm giving you one right back.
Thank you.
I rewatched all of The Flash during lockdown in 2020. That was like what got me through that with because it's weird, like I still remember it like it was yesterday. I woke up like every morning just kind of feeling this panic. And then I'd go down and come downstairs and I'd watch The Flash and I'd just feel better. So.
My gosh, that is so great. I'm so glad that I could have been a small part of that relief for you, really. I know what you mean, because sometimes like I have things like Downton Abbey or like The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recently. Sometimes you just need to escape and feel better and then you can go about your life.
Yeah, so thank you for.
Oh my God, my pleasure. It was all, an absolute dream to be able to play Eddie. So I enjoyed every second of it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So were you already a fan of the Arrowverse before playing Eddie?
I was a big fan of Grant Gustin, who plays obviously Barry Allen in The Flash, his performance on Arrow. So, I watched it before I auditioned, and I was really excited about the direction that they were taking his character, which is kind of, not the norm. They cast someone who looked a little bit more nerdy and not as much as, the classic superhero, which I thought was so, so cool. And so I was really gunning to be a part of it. I'd always been a fan of like fantastical stories when I was younger, like Richard the Lionheart, or like Thunder Sub, which was kind of like an anime series with a little boy called Rick in it, who I told everyone in grade 3 that I played in the cartoon, and half of the people believed me. In fact, the little boy in that cartoon had a very dramatic death and was cried over by this character, April. And I always wanted to do that on TV. So my dreams came true. Very bittersweet. But yeah. And then of course, when we got on the show, we were all, we had all the comics and we all read them all the time and swapped them. And, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I rewatched all of The Flash, and then I watched all of Arrow because I didn't watch that show when it was on. So after I rewatched The Flash, I binge watched all of Arrow. And so I was like, okay, the Flash made sense before, but there were some things that made a little more sense after watching Arrow.
Right, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The studios are right next door to each other as well, in Vancouver, or they were. And so it was pretty cool. Like if we wanted, we could just go over, literally like 2-minute walk in the same building, really, and see what they were doing that day on Arrow. Sometimes I went to visit. It was pretty cool. And then their trailers are all like really close as well. So you just see people walking around like, hey Emily. Like, yeah, it was really fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so cool. So can you tell us about any of your upcoming projects?
Yeah, I can. Some I can't. But at the moment, I'm doing a role on Mrs. American Pie, which is this incredible Apple TV series with Kristen Wiig and Laura Dern and Alison Janney and Ricky Martin and Carol Burnett and Josh Lucas, which is kind of a crazy cast because I'm a fan of all of them. And I've been a little fangirl. More than I have been an actor on it. So that's been really fun. I also just finished a movie called Shoulder Dance, which was one of the most beautiful experiences I've had. There's just like pretty much 5 of us in the main cast, and it was a relationship dramedy set in the Hamptons, and my character's wild and crazy. I kind of based him on Jason Momoa, who I've met a few times and I absolutely adore. Just full of energy and very confident and kind of wild in the best way possible. So I'm excited for that to come out. They're just finishing post-production on that. And then there's another thing that's happening in Australia that I can't talk about at the moment, but I'm excited about that. And yeah, there's been a lot going on this year, and there's other things I can't say about stuff, but I am very excited for what's to come, and I'll obviously keep people updated on my Instagram, is where a lot of people get their news from me, even friends who I should speak to more often.
Yeah. So what show or movie is your go-to when you just want to be comforted?
Well, Muriel's Wedding, Australian film made in 1994, Toni Collette's first movie, is my favorite film of all time. I've watched it probably over 60 times. I know every single word back to front. So that's an old go-to for me. It was more like in my teenage years. But, I still quote it probably every 2 days. And then the thing I've enjoyed the most, there's been so many recently, but Succession has been my obsession, even though that's season 3 is over. And then RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars has been the best season I've ever seen. I mean, just heaven on earth. And then the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in Salt Lake City. Like guilty pleasures.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a couple, I have kind of a list of my comfort shows and movies that I just switch between whenever I'm having a bad day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I also like watching Miriam Margolyes YouTube videos of her on Graham Norton and stuff. She plays Professor Sprout from Harry Potter. She's wicked and funny. And also Rosie O'Donnell clips. So yeah, if I feel like I need to pick me up, those are my go-tos as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah. The Flash is definitely on the list of my comfort shows.
Amazing.
So is there a show that you're currently obsessed with?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm actually really obsessed with Yellow Jackets on Showtime, because I've always loved Christina Ricci since I was little. I was obsessed with Now and Then and The Addams Family, and I think I'd watched every movie she'd done. And Juliette Lewis and Melanie Linsky. I think they're just such great actresses, so I love it. Love it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's this new Apple TV Plus show that I love called Surface.
Oh, yeah?
That it's a thriller, and there's new episodes coming out weekly, which sometimes I get annoyed about because I just want to binge watch it all at once. But it gives me something to look forward to every week. So.
Oh my God, my eyes so relate to that, because we're so used to just being able to go from one to the next to the next. So it's almost like a more delicious experience to consume it all at, in these big chunks. And now I'm watching Beverly Hills Housewives because I only started watching it end of last year and I haven't seen all the seasons. But I had a few seasons that I could do that too. And now that it's once a week, I'm just finding it less impactful, because I forget about them. And then whereas, before it's they were my best friends, because I spent so much time with them in such a short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. When I don't have a show that I'm, binge watching, The Flash is always the one I go back to, and those characters have seriously become my family. So
I love that.
Such a comfort show.
Oh my gosh, I can totally relate to that. I feel like I know, them so well. I feel like I know the cast of Downton Abbey. I feel like I know them so well, and I was actually behind Laura Carmichael, who plays Edith, in a press line with Danielle Panabaker, who plays Caitlin Snow. And I said, Danielle was between me and Laura. I said to her, oh my God, Danielle, please can we swap places? Because I'm so obsessed with Laura. And so we swapped, and then I was making like casual conversation, doing nothing creepy, like watching what was in her purse, and but just totally like planning out. Yeah. Because I've spent so much time with her. I just feel like I knew her. It's strange.
Yeah. I totally get that.
Yeah.
So, what song is currently on repeat on your playlist?
Nicki Minaj's new song. And I've been playing Italian operas this morning because I'm actually going to Venice Film Festival. Oh, I forgot to mention. Another thing about me, shameless self-promotion, but I'm in a film called Master Gardener with Sigourney Weaver and Joel Edgerton. And I am super excited about that. It's going to Venice Film Festival. So I'm going to Venice Film Festival. So I decided I should start getting in the mood and playing Italian opera throughout my place. So it's been blasting this morning. I like to get in the mood and start reading about places before I go. It really gives you such a better experience of the place, you know?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And so, recently there's this song, I can't say the name of it, but it's by the singers Olivia O'Brien and Fletcher. That they have a new song together that I love. And when my sister's home from college, it came out while she was home, and we would just like drove around just blasting the song and singing it.
That is amazing. I love those moments together.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I can't say the name of it. It's the second word is back. I can't say the name. But it's by Olivia O'Brien and Fletcher.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. So is there a personality trait of yours that has gotten you into some trouble through the years?
That sounds like a wicked question, and I love it. Well, not trouble, but yes, as a child, and always, I was born 2 weeks late, and I forever have a problem with time. Time can just I'm just have my head in the clouds all the time. And I'm kind of like a bit of a mess in that way. So my family would always get really frustrated, all right, hurry up, hurry up. Like I was always in the car going to school with my hair like sticking out half asleep, forgetting my shoes and tennis racket or whatever. Yeah. So that would definitely be my cross to bear in life.
Yeah, I am I'm very stubborn, and also I can sometimes be impulsive, so that is not very good. And like my sister and I always joke that we inherited our stubbornness from our mom, and the three of us always joke about that and laugh about it because we take after her.
Right. Yeah. It's not your fault. And it's also kind of obvious how much like our parents we are, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
No, I said that's amazing.
So, what is something that you always look forward to when you have some time off?
Spending time with family, I love and very much look forward to that. There's not much else that's better than that. But I love to, I love to go to the beach. I love the sea, love to swim. Doing that next week, actually. And I love to play the piano. I love to play tennis. I think, I just love hanging out with friends as well. And my favorite thing, I think I'm getting older now, one of my favorite things to do is just go out for dinner. Like that to me is such a luxury. And I just absolutely love it. I get excited.
Cool. Yeah. So is there a line from a movie, book, or a song that's always stuck with you?
Yes. I think it would probably be from Muriel's Wedding. And it would probably, there's so many. I'm getting nervous as to which one I should actually bring to the surface right now. But it would probably be, since I moved to Sydney and met you, I haven't listened to one ABBA song. That's because my life is as good as an ABBA song. It's as good as Dancing Queen.
I love that.
Yeah, my friends and I love to quote Muriel's Wedding. It's really a big source of our back and forth.
Oh, cool. So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
That's a really great question. There's actually an Australian, a Zimbabwean Australian ex-rugby player called David Pocock. And he used to was the captain of the Australian rugby team. And I really think he is, I also follow him on Instagram, and he is so motivated all the time. He's just every single day is doing so much good, and he's now actually in politics in Australia, doing everything he can. And I think he's been elected. He's an elected official now in Australia, just always doing amazing things for people, projects in Zimbabwe. Him and his wife didn't get married until gay marriage was legal in Australia. So just supporting everyone he can, and inspiring people every single day. I'm just in absolute awe of this person and people who do that. And I hope to be a better person, and be better at that kind of thing as I go through my career and give back. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I never heard of him before, but I'm definitely going to look him up.
Yeah, do. He's awesome. Really cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, I have just had the best time talking with you. Thank you
Oh my God, me too.
so much for calling in.
My pleasure. It's been such a pleasure, honestly. You're absolutely fantastic. And I love your tie-dye shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It's very now.
Oh, thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah. Well, I just can't thank you enough. I'm just starstruck by you. So.
Oh my God, stop it. Tell me again. That's so lovely of you, Maya. Thank you so much. That was super fun.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed spending that time with you. Thank you. I love that you binge watch The Flash and that it's a comfort for you. I can really, really relate to that.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much for making the time for us, Rick. And we really enjoyed the interview. and really appreciate you being here with us.